Hello, everybody. I'm coming back recording on a different machine here in hopes of being able to show you the TI-84 and how to use the inverse trig functions on it. So let me pull my emulator up. Here it is. I'm using the TI Smart View, and this is the TI-84 Plus Silver Edition is the version that it's showing us here. Yours may look slightly different, but it will be similar. And our goal is to answer this question on screen, which is find the values of the inverse trig functions using a calculator and include at least 5 decimal digits past the decimal point. The first one is arc cosine of 0.35. That is to say, what angle do you have to plug into the cosine function to get an answer? A cosine is equal to 0.35. And here's how we do it. So in the TI calculator, the trig functions are located here, sine, cosine, and tangent. And the inverse trig functions, you can see just above them, they're in blue, sine inverse, cosine inverse, and tangent inverse. And to access them, you're going to hit the second function here. Now, before we actually do this, one important additional consideration is the calculator going to give us an answer in radians or degrees? Because in radians and degrees, numerically, the answers look quite different, although they represent the same angle. And here's how we tell. It's this button called mode. Let's go there first. So if we go to mode, you can navigate up and down through this list by using the arrow keys on the calculator itself. And currently, if we go down, it's set to radians. That one's is highlighted. Which means that we're okay for part A. In part B, we're going to want to switch it to degrees. When we want to switch it to degrees, we'll come down here and then hit the right arrow. That'll move it to degrees and hit enter. That will highlight degrees. Now, I'm just going to change it back. Here we go. Radians. Click. And then we can hit second quit to get ourselves back to our main screen. Okay. Arc cosine of 0.35. We're in radians, that's what we need, so I'm going to hit second cosine. That gives me the arc cosine or inverse cosine. And then we put in 0.35 in parenthesis and enter. And here it gives us, this is the angle in radians, 1.213225. And it said 5 decimal digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits past the decimal point. That's where we're going to end, and we're going to round off there. Since the next digit is a 5, we're going to round this off to the number 3. So the answer that I would give for part A would be, I'll just type it here so it's very clear, the answer I would give would be 1.21323. All right, this is the angle in radians that, if you plug it into the cosine function, gives you 0.35. Just to verify that I'm not entirely crazy, let's try doing it. Let's try taking, this is just regular old cosine of this number, 1.21323. Now, we did round that off a little bit, but I'm hoping that the answer is going to be 0.35. That's the point of all of this. And you'll see that it's 0.34999, so very close to 0.35. That's just a little rounding off here. Okay, great. That answers part A rather, and part B, the inverse tangent of the angle negative 13.2, and this time in degrees. So first I'm going to switch to degrees. Let's hit the mode. I'm going to go down to the right one to highlight degrees and hit enter so that it's activated. And then I hit second quit in order to get back to my main screen. Now, I want the inverse tangent, so I go second tan, inverse tangent, and here I need to put in a negative number. Remember, there's 2 minuses. This minus, the gray one, means subtraction. This minus in parentheses means negative. And so one down the bottom, negative 13.2, end parenthesis, and enter. And the angle in degrees that gives you a tangent of negative 13.2 is negative 85 points. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks like 66769. So as an answer to this, I would give an answer of negative 85.66769. That's it. If we take tangent of this, since the calculator is set to degrees, it will give us an answer approximately negative 13.2. We did round off, so it will be a little off from that, but that is the basic idea. All right, that's introduction to how to use the inverse trig functions in the TI-84 Plus